Greetings one and all, my name is Lancer and welcome back once again to Fate Zero. We will be on episodes 20 and 21 today, and last time on, Kira and Gilgamesh's plan is coming together. Or well, it's come together, you know, the plan's been enacted. The initial thing was Tokiomi. He reached out to Iris Vale and Team Saber and all them to initiate kind of a truce ceasefire kind of thing, because they wanted to ensure that the Grail does not end up in the hands of the Matos or the Outsider Waver. And of course, Irie took his offer and instead was just like, that can't happen, we must keep the sanctity of the Grail War, so we can at least talk about how we go about fighting each other. We can have it be like a tournament, you know, Ryder and Berserker fight each other. Ryder will probably beat Berserker. In that case, you know, Ryder and Gilgamesh or Ryder and Saber can fight them, or just have it be a free-for-all of all three of them fighting each other. Ooh, that would have been cool to see, actually. But then it ended with Irie being like, one of our conditions is Kira Kotomine must be expelled from the Grail War, and not only that, he needs to leave Fuyuki and Japan in general. And of course, Tokiomi agrees to that, which then led to Kira and Gilgamesh having a last conversation, sort of securing Kire's mindset that he has committed himself to killing Tokiomi and taking Gilgamesh, which ultimately he does. After, of course, Tokiomi leaving him with a convenient will saying that Kire owns all of Tokiomi's money and estate, as well as his daughter, until obviously she becomes of age, and also a knife to stab him in the back after they agreed on it. And Gilgamesh is now Kire's servant. But now we go into the final act of Fate Zero, the last 5 episodes. Man, it felt like for a long time this show just never was going to end, but then I remembered, oh, it ends. Without further ado, let's just get right into these episodes. Oh yeah, and Irie talked to Maya just about like, oh yeah, I'm the vessel for the Grail. I'm dying, by the way. Letting them be alone. It's kind of interesting going to this episode now because obviously the way the show is progressed normally you watch the 2 Kiritsugu backstory episodes before watching this episode, but since we watched those 2 episodes, then we watched the Kire episode and now this. It's kind of interesting now jumping into this stuff with Kiritsugu. This might be the scene that breaks me.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, Kiritsugu knew this would happen, eventually.
My last task is to return this to you.
Yeah, Avalon.
From now on, you will be the one who will be needing Avalon. I'm sure it will aid you.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to have a husband and daughter for 9 whole years. You gave me all the happiness in the world. Something that was never meant for me.
I mean, yeah, with the Einsburn homunculus, it's not like they are born to be human. By all accounts, Irie has lived the most human life. I mean, by all accounts, she lived a good life, aside from just being a vessel of pure magic and ultimately doomed to die. This all comes back to the very first episode, it's the first line that Kiritsugu says in the show is, Irie, I will be the cause of your death. In a way, yes, but at the same time, this outcome is inevitable.
I wanted to show you much more of this world.
If there's still any happiness left to experience, I want you to give it all to our sweet Ilya. I want you to promise to bring Ilya to this country someday.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck you, Fate Stay Night. Oh, man, it's gonna break me.
You be careful. I love you.
Man, say it back. He won't. Or at the very least, we won't hear him say it.
I'm going to kill Tokiomi Tosaka.
You're a little late to this, Kiritsugu.
You look focused. Just like you used to.
Well, it'll take your wife dying, I guess, to do that. I haven't seen these guys in a while. No magic barrier.
There's no barrier?
Do you recognize this spot? This is the place where I summoned you. I've decided that I'm staying here all day. Just sleeping, that's all. So take my mana, as much as you want. Just don't kill me.
I thought that maybe I could tough it out a little while longer. But the fatigue from the river battle has hit me harder than I expected.
Instead of using mana that was supposed to come from me, you managed to use your own stored power, didn't you?
As a servant, I'm a natural soul eater of sorts.
Soul
If I involve you when I expend mana at my maximum rate, It could put your life at serious risk.
It's something you don't really realize watching these shows. The counter at the end of the episode isn't for nothing. Because you do the math, because it starts at like 286 hours, which roughly comes out to like a week and a half or like 11 days, which is the entire course of this war. That's the point of these Grail Wars. They're not supposed to take place over the course of like months or even a month. It's only supposed to be like 2 weeks at most. Because servants aren't meant to be in this world for that long, just because, obviously, because of the masters and all that, the strain of the mana, and also just because, you know, it's supposed to be a secret war.
That someone just like me can take whatever it is he wants with his own 2 hands.
But boy, I hope you realize that all of that only applies if the Grail truly exists. I once did something similar. Fought ferociously for something that might not have even existed.
Okeanos.
Okeanos?
Yeah.
I'd had no idea the world was an enclosed sphere. What a bad joke.
Confirmed Alexander the Great was a flat earther. I mean, wasn't everybody back in the day before they discovered astronomy and shit?
It seems I've had my fill of letting people die for fairy tales.
Don't you forget, I am still your master.
Boy, learn to talk back now, have you?
Finally grew a spine.
I should be ready to go another round come nightfall.
Oh, yeah?
I'm thinking that we should begin with Saber.
Huh?
I'm afraid I'll only be able to employ my Ionian Hetyroi one more time.
One more time, and there's, in theory, 3 more servants you need to fight?
We should probably save it for the later fight with Archer.
Then why is it you want to fight Saber first?
I must defeat her. No one else. If I don't show that silly girl the right path, the path to true kingship, I fear she'll never learn.
It's kind of interesting. You kind of interpret this as Ryder's kind of like a father figure, or like he kind of wants to be a father figure to Saber. That's also something she never really had in her life. Obviously, Ryder's going about it in not the most subtle of ways, but I do like that. I must be the one to defeat her.
I am the shunned, the scorned.
Who the hell are you?
Karya.
My name is unworthy of praise. I feed on the lamentation of those who sink into darkness and curse those who shine so brightly. Her shadow is my shame.
Her shadow.
Her honor remains forever unsullied. You are the sacrifice.
Ghost Rider. He's slowly being killed, man, by Berserker. I do love that, though. There's a couple hints in that. Just like her shadow, the blinding light of legend. It's just like, who is he? Who is Berserker? That was a servant dream. It's kind of funny. Like, even in his dream, he's just like, you don't get to know my name. Even though obviously Karya would know his true name. It's like the only little kind of bond we see between those two.
Healing won't help me. I'm going to die soon.
Fuck. I haven't seen this fuck in a while.
I shall give you the ace I've kept hidden up my sleeve. Take it.
Oh god. Little strength boost.
The worm I just gave you is very special. It was the first to feed on Sakura's innocent purity.
Oh god.
Fight Karya, and make good use of the precious life force you've stolen from young Sakura.
That's so
Go and
fucked
use every
up.
ounce.
God damn it. It's interesting how they've chosen to portray Karya. It's like, you barely see him in this story. Like, I've realized that. It's like, you get so much with him in the first episode, and then you only get, like, bits and pieces of him throughout the rest of the show. But again, like Kirai said a long time ago, it's like, it can be seen that he has the most pure motivation. He's doing this for Sakura.
I'm curious as to why you fight for Kiritsugu.
Because I have nothing else in life. I can't remember my family, or my own name for that matter. Maya Hisao was the name on the very first fake passport that Kiritsugu made for me.
Oh man, that's cool. You can see like everything here. I never realized, because Fuyuki, like, you could fully make a map of this place. All the different battles, like, again, there's the river, that bridge, which will have different fights later, and then the like shipping port where Saber and Lancer fought. Can you see like the school from here? Like, I'm looking at all these like dirt patches. It's like those could be fields.
Rather than conscript and train soldiers, it was cheaper and faster to abduct children and send them out to fight the battles. As a human being, I'm dead inside. But the outer shell continues to function, so however he wants to use me is fine by me. And that's the reason I'm here. You've been secluded in the castle where you were born. knowing so little of the outside world.
And I know practically nothing of the world that Kiritsugu longs to change. All the ideals I speak of are merely words that I learned from him, and I've pretended that I understood him.
Pretended.
Then, madam, in that case, have you no wish or longing of your own?
I wish for Kiritsugu and Saber to prevail and win possession of the Holy Grail. What I desire is an end to conflict in the world.
Just
If
like
Kiritsugu's wish
Kiritsugu.
I want this fourth battle to be the last of the Holy Grail Wars. If Kiritsugu and I fail to get the Grail, then Ilias next.
Fuck. See, going into Fate Zero, I didn't know what the fuck Fate Stay Night was. I didn't know this was a prequel, okay? So I thought, yeah, Kiritsugu, surely they're gonna win. Certainly the story ends here, but then like as I got towards the later stuff, it's like, wait, there's more? Why is there more? What happens at the end of this? Oh, what a sweet, innocent child I was.
If that comes true, she'll be able to live out her life as a normal human being. What will you do after Kiritsugu reaches his goal and saves the world?
Oh, it's cool
I
seeing
don't expect to
Kiritsugu
survive
down
that
here.
long.
You must learn who you are and etch yourself into the memories of others. So live, Maya, for yourself and for me too.
So like
Who
traces.
died was Tokiomi Tosaka.
It's like a fingerprint thing. Ryder?
By my command seal, I order you!
Huh.
Saber, go to the storehouse, immediately!
He's actually able to teleport her.
Ryder took Madam with him.
Why would Ryder take Irie? Why would he even... Well, obviously he's met Irie, but why would he take her?
Maya, you have to try and hold on until Kiritsugu returns. I shall bring Irisfield.
Stop making promises, people.
Ryder.
Kiritsugu. This episode's insane. I forgot about this.
You mustn't cry. Not over me. You need
Damn.
to save those tears. You finally looked like Kiritsugu, like your old self. Don't lose your resolve over this.
Maya, your task here is finished.
Fuck, man.
Maya.
Fuck it. God. I almost want to just have that be its own thing, but no, we'll go into episode 21. God. It's a double thing there. She dies with a smile despite her never smiling. It's also like the only time we've seen adult Kiritsugu cry. I mean, obviously the other time we saw him cry was when he killed Natalia, when he blew up the jetliner. It's interesting because he didn't cry for Irie. I mean, again, you gotta think, like, because Irie, their relationship was built more off of, you know, the promise of the Grail and all that, and the war, his promise or whatever to Ak to get the Grail, do Heaven's Field, cure the world, whatever. But that there, just Maya just being like, just save your tears for Irie. These fucking last couple episodes, man, everyone's just dropping like flies. Episode 21. He's not on his chariot. Come on, give us some action after that, man. Ugh. Never seen Ryder do anything on foot before. Saber, what are you, American? Why are you on the right side of the road?
A chariot? I have you now, Ryder.
I have you now. It's the actual Ryder.
Well, motorcycles don't usually travel that fast, do they?
With Saber's skill at riding, we don't really know what it can do.
She's a better rider than you are.
I shall use an ordinary race to settle things with the girl.
An ordinary race. Wow, she actually shot something off of him.
I'm reaching the machine's limits.
Go beyond them. Yes. Infuse her armor with the bike. Oh, it's so cool. Akira ain't got shit on this.
But this is a battle chariot we are riding. It's a fair race, but it needn't be polite. This is what you get if you want to chase Iskander!
You cannot ride, Ryder. Oh, shit. Whew. This is an underrated scene, man.
You really are the proud king of knights.
Well,
Truly the beautiful flower of the battlefield.
actually acknowledged her as a king. With Nas as well. The music. Oh.
Prepare yourself!
Pushed her back.
Irisfield isn't here. So then, where is she?
Talk about it.
Did you really think you could trick me by imitating a servant? Only the Matos could have abducted Irisfield.
I don't know! I don't know anything!
It's funny seeing this scene, just knowing who this person is. Well, for one, it's Karya's brother. He was mentioned like once in the first episode, Byakuya or something like that. He's also the father of a piece of shit character in the Fate Stay Night series, so it's just kind of funny seeing this scene, knowing stuff later.
Karya! I have no idea where that fool is! He left this morning with some guy who said he was the overseer from the church!
Yep.
Kirei Kotomine.
Their paths are starting to cross, and he's still smiling.
I didn't expect the real rider to suddenly appear there. Truly a fortuitous development.
Yeah. I was lucky.
Was this deception really worth the use of 2 of my 3 command seals?
You don't need to worry about that.
Just give him back. It's so cool seeing Kirei now, because now he's truly transformed into, like, the Kirei that us Fate Stay Night fans are familiar with. Much more lively, Yorokobe Shonen. It's cool, though, because obviously Karya wouldn't think that Kirei just showing up being like, yes, I'm the overseer of the church. You know, it's not like he ever met Rise. It's not like Kirei has a servant. Well, I mean, he does, but, like, not that Karya would be aware of that.
A transformation ability of all things.
Berserker. It's a shame Maya died thinking it was Ryder.
There are lots of stories of him succeeding by disguising himself as another knight in pursuit of some heroic deed.
If you're familiar with mythologies and lore, that bombshell right there would completely give away who this is, but for the ignorant, I'll just keep letting the story do its own thing.
Is she really the vessel for the Holy Grail?
More accurately, her insides are. As promised, I shall gladly give you the Holy Grail. At midnight tonight, go to the Fuyuki Church. You will find Tokiomi Tosaka there. Tonight at midnight, your wish will be fulfilled.
He's becoming like Gilgamesh, man.
Now then.
Manipulative.
I don't know who you are, but I suggest you show yourself now.
You are indeed a veteran inquisitor.
So you're Zoken Mato.
That's correct.
Kind of cool seeing these two meet face to face for the first time.
The Sword of Light we saw her use against Castor has a delay before activation.
Why would you do something so crazy?
Precisely because it is, boy. She may even change her mind and decide to be my vassal after all. Only as a part of my glorious army will she truly be able to shine in her full brilliance.
Imagine Saber a part of Ionian Hetairoi.
Win by whatever means you wish.
Seems you are finally beginning to understand the meaning of conquest.
Let's go, man.
Glory lies beyond the horizon.
Yes! She's gonna use her power. Excalibur. Yeah, you weren't fast enough, Ryder.
I was quite interested to see what sort of clever deception you would employ to destroy Karya. The sheer pleasure of watching Karya suffer is something I shall never tire of. Victory for the Matos, or a miserable end for him. It's a difficult choice.
You enjoy watching your own flesh and blood suffer like that.
I would have thought that you, of all people, would understand that sentiment.
I was just about to be like, 2 sides of the same coin, huh?
That of a hungry, wiggling little maggot irresistibly attracted by the rotting meat of Karya. I can assure you that we shall see each other again, young one. By the next time we meet, see to it that you've allowed your true nature to fully ripen, so that you and I might fight on an equal footing.
That is actually a really cool scene to revisit in hindsight. I'm saying no more. Oh, that's a fucking cool shot. It's like Final Flash. And they survived.
I'm sorry, boy. I screwed up.
They lost the chariot. What if she just attacks again? I get it. That's not the point. She's trying to get Ira back.
How are we supposed to get back to town?
Well, I suppose we'll have to walk.
Well, Waver will walk. He'll just go in spirit form. Ah, oh, fuck this scene, dude.
How many more days do I have?
There he is.
So did you think you killed me, Tokiomi? Well, you blew it. I'll keep coming back to...
He always comes back. He wants to cuddle. So fucked that Kira just uses his body like this.
Karia?
Just extra pinch of salt. Put his wife there.
He was...
Jesus.
Are you satisfied now, Karia? Now the Matos are sure to win the Holy Grail War. Ripping Sakura completely out of my life wasn't enough. You had to kill him right in front of me.
It was all his fault! If it weren't for what he did, no one would have ever had to suffer!
What could you possibly know about it? You've never loved anyone in your entire life!
There was someone I loved. She was warm and kind.
He loved you.
For her, I would live out my life.
I love this.
That's why I've endured this pain until now.
Flashes.
If I'm going to die, I may as well!
From that to this. With his, like, dead arm as well. When I first saw this, I thought it was gonna go a completely different way. I thought he was gonna do something worse. Fucking hell. What a shot. And then, of course, these two are just fucking watching. Well, it should be clear to him, not that he's obviously sane of mind, but it's just like, oh, Kirei set you up.
It was trite and full of cliches. But still, I have to say, not bad for your first script.
Your first script? What does a Gilgamesh script look like, then?
It seems the taste of wine changes. Far more than I ever expected.
Well, then I believe that you are finally beginning to know what it means to expand your horizons.
Glory lies beyond.
If it will taste as wonderful as this has, then I would dearly love to sample it once again.
29 hours. Fuck, man. Well, that was episodes 20 and 21 of Fate Zero. I probably could have had those as separate things, but I think it works having all of that as a collective package. The Kiritsugu, Airi, Maya stuff at the beginning, and then, like, kind of this stuff at the end with Kirei, Karia, and Gilgamesh. I would say that, like, you feel bad for Karia. I mean, you do, but at the same time, he's losing it. It's kind of weird, just like his conversation with Kirei, just like, whether the Matos win the war or I continue to watch Karia suffer, it's hard to pick which one is better. It's like, why does he hate him so much? I mean, other than just he abandoned the family. I mean, there's a whole video study that could be done on Zoken as a character, but I mean, you don't see much of him in Zero. It's more later stuff. I mean, to be fair, you get a good amount of him in this show, especially that setup between him and Kirei. Let's meet again once you've finally realized your true nature, and then we can have a good fight. Zoken's always setting up the future. He's never, like, in the now. Fucking bug master. Aside from all that, we got to see Excalibur unleashed again, and unfortunately we have lost the Gordius Wheel, Rider's Chariot. But yeah, Berserker abducted Airi and also killed Maya. It's cool though that Kiritsugu pieced it together on his own. I forget what exactly he said, but just like the Matos would have been the only ones maybe that found him. That's just funny that he goes and shoots, by all accounts, random guy, because it doesn't explain who he is. It's just like he shows up at the Mato residence and just kills the, like, what if Kiritsugu met Zoken there? Like, that would have been an interesting interaction, but, you know, Zoken was out with Kirei. I mean, now in this part of the war, it truly is just Kiritsugu versus Kirei. Karia is pretty much just being puppeted by Kirei. And then Waver and Rider are just, they're still just the third factor, just sort of pursuing chaos as it comes at them. 4 episodes left, man. I mean, the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna do 22 and 23, and then 24 will be its own episode, and 25 will be its own. And we're done. Sheesh. It's kind of funny, just because this is December, obviously, when I'm doing this, and of course I had planned to be like, yeah, my 12 days of Christmas where I upload consistently for 12 days. This series was kind of unfortunately timed, because now the bulk of like the 12 days is just gonna be this series. But it's fine. I mean, looking at last year, the bulk of the videos I uploaded were reactions as well to other stuff. Just know I'll try to upload like other videos like in between a lot of this stuff. But again, going back to the episodes, cool shit as well with Saber infusing her armor with the motorcycle fighting Rider. That's an underrated fight as well. I mean, it doesn't really have a conclusion conclusion? I mean, Saber beats Ryder by all accounts. If she wanted to, she probably could have killed him. I mean, Ryder chose not to deploy the reality marble. That's probably what she was waiting for, but since he didn't do it, she was just like, whatever, no point in wasting time. Kinda sucks, because like, Kiritsugu is like losing everything right now. Maya's dead, Airi's been captured, and Kirei has everything in his favor. He's got Karia on his side, pretty much. Gilgamesh, Tokiomi's out. By all accounts, everything has shifted into Kirei's favor. And as he said, the taste of wine changes much more than he thought, and he'd love to sample it once more. And while I did say we're in the last act, but going to these next couple episodes and the ending, we're now truly going to go into the final battles, as there are still 4 servants in play, as well as 4 masters. This was a depressing couple episodes. Again, between Maya's death and everything with Karia there at the end, just makes you wonder how this all is going to come to an end. This was my reaction to episodes 20 and 21. Join me next time for episodes 22 and 23, as well as everything else that'll be coming out soon. Until next time, I'm Lancer. Thanks for